Have you ever wondered your beauty products idly perched in your bathroom or cosmetic shelf could in fact be fighting climate change or might be saving the planet? Before you laugh off, it's true. Think about it. Global warming is literally screwing us up. And if we don't act fast, we could pretty much land up with this situation. To avoid that, the beauty industry isn't just sitting around looking pretty. It's acting. And the crazy part? Some of your favorite beauty brands are quietly leading that change, reshaping how products are made, designed, packaged, and sourced. Most of us, the regular consumers, do not have any clue about how this change is happening. So today we are ranking the top 5 beauty brands that are not only good for your skincare, makeup, and self-care, but also good for the planet. Now you might ask, why does that even matter? That's because sustainability isn't just a side project for companies. The real money funding, all that good work, comes from you, the consumers. Every time you go out there to buy a lipstick, serum, or a face wash, you're deciding which brands get to make the difference and which ones are just greenwashing you. And before we dive into the list, a quick note. This isn't a promotional video for any beauty brand. I spent a great deal of my time researching into the sustainability goals of companies, and based on my experience, I've compiled this list specially for you. Also, if you've ever got lost in deciding whether your beauty brand is truly sustainable or is faking it, don't worry, I have you covered. Scroll down to the description, you will find a link, click on it, enter your email, and automatically some free resources will be delivered to you on your email. These free resources will help you identify genuine sustainable beauty products and put a stop on draining your wallet. Now back to the top 5 beauty brands that are good for your skin as well as for the planet. Stick around for the full video because this is going to change your perception about beauty companies and might shock what they are doing on the ground. At number 5 is a beauty brand that you might have walked past every time you visit the mall and which is known for its organic products. If you've guessed it, you know it right, it's Body Shop. But what you might have not known is the way they've changed the beauty business. They don't just buy ingredients, they buy responsibly. Through their community fair trade program, they work with small producers in 15 countries, giving fair pay and better working conditions to hundreds of farmers and artisans. And here's something really cool they're doing for social upliftment. They run a recycled plastic initiative in India that supports thousands of waste pickers who collect plastic from the streets. For many of them, this is the first time they've had access to safety gear, a dignified income, and a stable job. So every time you go and get yourself a Body Shop beauty product, you're not only treating yourself to some organic self-care. You're in fact giving someone a job, improving their life, or at most helping someone. Isn't it cool to know that by simply purchasing a beauty product, you're in fact helping out someone? And it isn't even charity. The next beauty brand will really open your eyes as to what is being done for your children's future by a simple, impactful action. At number 4, this brand has gone beyond fair trade. They've cut the very material that is being used in your shampoo by thousands of tons. Now this one will surprise you. You've almost seen their green bottles in every store. They've turned that color into action and have pasted it behind every beauty product. Green beauty. And if you haven't guessed it, it's very common. Garnier. Now this is interesting to note. About 100% of renewable energy is being used by Garnier in all its operations. On top of that, they have reduced their greenhouse gas emissions by 10%. And that was way back in 2019. Now, this is a massive milestone for a brand that is having a very big global reach and has a large FMCG beauty segment. And here's the number that blew my mind. Not only have they reduced their carbon generation, they've saved 20,616 tons of virgin plastic in just 1 year by using recycled material. I mean, we as consumers dispose plastic very casually. But here, Garnier is eliminating plastics at a scale we cannot even imagine. And not to forget, they have a solidarity sourcing program that supports over 9,600 workers and 1,700 local communities around the world, helping small farmers, women groups, and waste pickers earn better livelihoods. So no matter how common Garnier is to all of us, that brand is already helping to eliminate plastic and reduce the impact of climate change. And I would definitely want to buy a product that is reducing carbon and eliminating plastics at the same time, because let's be honest, they both have wreaked havoc on the planet. Now, coming up next is a brand that doesn't just talk about self-care. It has helped 100 million young people believe in themselves. Like Garnier, it's omnipresent. You've seen it everywhere with soaps, shampoos, and deodorants. But behind every label is a big heart. Environmentally, Dove has redesigned its packaging to remove over 20,500 tons of virgin plastic every single year. Most of the bottles are now made from 100% recycled plastic. That's like saving millions of plastic bottles ending up in a landfill or an ocean. And if you for a moment think that plastics ending up in a landfill or an ocean will never harm you, well, I'm sorry to disappoint. Once they break down into microplastics, they easily enter the food cycle, and before you know it, you are having a list of diseases. So yeah, great work, Dove, for the plastic shove. But what really makes Dove stand out is its self-esteem project. Since 2004, Dove has reached out to 114 million young people across schools and sports clubs, teaching them to feel confident in their own skin and not fall for fake beauty standards. And that's remarkable coming from a beauty brand. It's the opposite of what you'd expect from them. Because most beauty brands make money by convincing people to alter and change their looks. But Dove flipped the idea, choosing to build on self-worth instead of insecurity. Now, the next brand has gone beyond social change by doing something which has changed people's lives for real. They've raised over $500 million. Yes, $1 billion for people living with HIV. And you do probably use it very often, especially their compacts, which is known to give a very glamorous look. I'm talking about MAC and their Viva Glam campaign. They've raised over $534 million and helped about 60 million people. These funds are going into fighting HIV, AIDS, gender inequalities, and health inequities around the world. And it's not only about changing people's lives. MAC's parent company, Estee Lauder, has been carbon neutral and running its operations on 100% renewable energy since 2020. Now, this is what I'm talking about, a beauty brand that is helping you look good, helping people, and restoring the environment. A 3-in-1 combo. Now, moving on to the number one. This brand is so massive that if it changes its supply chain, the whole industry shifts. Not only is it a trendsetter, but 5 in 10 people around the world are using or have used it in their lifetimes. And adding no surprise, it's L'Oreal Paris, the world's biggest beauty brand and the loudest when it comes to sustainability goals. When we talk about environment, L'Oreal has already reduced 51% of their greenhouse gas emissions, and that was way back in 2019. Whoa, that's huge considering the massive carbon being pumped by industries even today. In simple words, they've basically cut their pollution from fossil fuel use in half. That's the stuff used to make, transport, and power their products. And they're not stopping here. 97% of all their energy now comes from renewable energy sources like wind and solar. Think about it, almost every lipstick, serum, and shampoo being produced using clean energy. Then comes the part that I personally find very inspiring, their social impact. About 4.5 million people have benefited from L'Oreal's social impact programs. These include women entrepreneurs, students, and small farmers who have now access to better livelihoods thanks to the sustainability actions of this group. And they've got this incredible initiative called Solidarity Sourcing, which supports 89,000 people from unprivileged backgrounds with jobs and skill trainings. And their goal is to cross 100,000 by 2030. Now imagine a beauty giant that's cutting emissions, using clean energy, empowering communities, and sourcing from vulnerable populations around the world. L'Oreal is also putting money where the mouth is. They've created a $150 million L'Oreal for the Future fund, dedicated entirely to restoring natural ecosystems and supporting women in vulnerable situations. So when they say beauty for all, they're not talking about the makeup shades. They're talking about the planet and the people who live on it. The kind of work that these brands are doing honestly inspires me to use their products. Because here's the thing, most people have no idea that their favorite beauty brands are quietly helping the planet, while giving the same joy and confidence a beauty product brings. And it's important to know this because many of us sit back and wonder, what can I really do to create a future that is plastic free, pollution free, and free from the mess of climate change? The answer is simpler than we think. Support the brands that are already doing the right thing. Because let's be honest about this, these companies have the scale, the manpower, the resources, and the global reach. And we as individuals might not have that power. But through what we choose to buy, we can steer that power in the right direction. And on this background, I'll have to admit that transparency and consumer literacy is very important. And for this reason, I have created some free resources which will help you choose the correct sustainable beauty product. And all you have to do is scroll down to the description of this video. You will find a link over there. Click on it. You will be redirected to a page. Enter your email over there, and automatically these free resources will be delivered to you in your inbox. And as always, if you found this video to be helpful, then give it a like, drop your thoughts and comments below, share it with your friends, family, and colleagues, hype it up, and do subscribe. Because very soon I will be bringing out my next video on the top brands empowering women farmers.